Recipe for citrusy orange sea salt. One of my top 3 food components is salt. When I cook, I frequently use it in addition to olive oil and freshly ground pepper. I like experimenting with common items, so I decided to try putting some citrus salts in my cupboard. Citrus salts offer the same level of saltiness as ordinary salt, but with an added sour kick from citrus fruit rinds. Any meal gets a delicate flavor from our zesty orange sea salt. You'll need to use a zester, which is an extremely fine grater for citrus peels, to infuse the flavor into the salt. This is my preferred one. To remove the rind, if you don't have a zester, use a knife or a vegetable peeler, but take care to avoid the white pith. Once you have around 1 tablespoon of zest, mince it and cut it very finely. Add it to half a cup of sea salt and stir. Although any sort would suffice, I like the Malden sea and salt flakes. The zest will then be dried out by baking the salt mixture for around an hour. After that, you can either process it in a food processor to get a fine texture or leave it more coarsely ground and store it in a grinder for utmost freshness. Any citrus fruit can be used, I just used a navel orange. It would also be wonderful with lemon, lime, grapefruit, tangerine, and blood orange. You may mix them up or just serve them plain. It would also make such a delightfully salty gift in a jar or bottle. Add them to a hot chicken rub or mix them in with some dark chocolate chips before baking cookies. And even though Cinco de Mayo has passed, wouldn't these salts taste wonderful on the rim of a margarita? Yes, I believe so. Enjoy. Sarah Ann. Ingredients: 1 tablespoon citrus zest from a navel orange or other similar fruit. Malden sea salt flakes, half a cup. Instructions: set the oven to 225 degrees Fahrenheit. Use parchment paper to cover a baking sheet. Sea salt and orange zest should be combined in a small bowl. If you're preparing several varieties of citrus salt, combine them all individually. Working the zest into the salt with your fingertips or the back of a spoon, make careful to get rid of any zest clumps. The baking sheet with parchment should be uniformly covered with the salt mixture. Bake until the zest has dried, about 60 to 70 minutes. Cool down. When you rub the zest between your fingers, it should crumble if it is finished. Use a food processor to grind the salt until it is as fine as desired. Keep for up to 3 months in an airtight container or salt grinder. Recipe for sliced dried oranges. Marilyn Beard of Just Making Noise wrote about drying orange slices a few years ago. I did that to utilize the slices as Christmas tree ornaments, but the idea of eating makes me queasy. We had to try this, because Marilyn has a fantastic blog with some very good ideas. Besides, our food dehydrator is constantly available and ready to use, which makes it incredibly simple to quickly test out a new concept. Our first batch of orange slices had a vivid color and a crunchy texture. The result was a kitchen that smelt lovely and a gallon of dried slices. In our household, whether someone actually eats something rather than how beautiful it looks or how delicious it smells is the true test of success. When the majority of the summer fruit crop had been consumed by the fall, we took out the dried orange slices. Slices of dried apples and pears were eaten with the oranges. Yum! My youngster said, put some of them in my lunch bag. Slices of dried orange, steps. Fruit must be washed and dried. Oranges should be cut into 1/4 inch thick rings. Pick out the orange seeds if they are present. Our oranges have no seeds, so this job will go quickly. Set the dehydrator's heat to roughly 110 degrees and arrange the slices on the trays. The oranges might be cooked at a higher heat for a shorter amount of time, but the lower heat helps retain the orange oil in the skin, which gives the oranges their taste. Depending on how huge your oranges were initially, the drying time may be as long as 2 days. After the first day, start checking. Oranges should be dry and crisp, showing no signs of wetness. Before putting the slices in airtight containers with tight-fitting lids, let them cool to room temperature. To preserve the aesthetics of the fruit, we keep ours in glass jars that are the size of a gallon. To keep the fruit's color, store your containers in a cool, dark area. Uses for dried orange. Travel-friendly snacks and meals. Brew some orange tea. Garnishes. Use the powdered form to flavor baked products, soups, and stews. Ingredients. Fresh oranges in 10 units. Instructions. Dry and wash oranges. Oranges should be cut into 1/4 inch thick rings. Pick any seeds out. Set the dehydrator's heat to roughly 110 degrees and arrange the slices on the trays. Your drying period might be up to 2 days, depending on how big your oranges are. After the first day, start checking. When they have dried completely, they are finished. Recipe for orange and raspberry infused water. Make this orange and raspberry infused water if you're feeling particularly sluggish. Infused waters are extremely quick and simple. Despite being very straightforward, it has a touch of glitz from the pricey raspberries. I appreciate expensive raspberries. Make this orange and raspberry infused water if you're feeling particularly sluggish. Infused waters are extremely quick and simple. Despite being very straightforward, it has a touch of glitz from the pricey raspberries. I appreciate expensive raspberries. Fruits are nature's cheerful little creations. They also make our bodies feel good. When you eat a couple of the fruits, you get the good stuff too, vitamins, minerals, and fiber. They provide a lovely, delicate flavor to water. It tastes delicious and is also vibrant and beautiful. The night Cody and I started using the 7-Minute Workout app, which had been on my phone for a year, we developed this. It's rather intense, and after working up a sweat, this water tasted even better. Simple but fulfilling. Try our strawberry, blackberry and rosemary infused water if you're in the mood for something a little nicer. It will be equally as beloved as this one. Ingredients. Orange, sliced, 1. 6 ounces, halved, raspberries. 100 milliliters of water. Instructions. Refrigerate after adding the fruit to the water. Recipe for sugared orange peels. Ingredients. 3 oranges. Sugar, 2 cups. Directions. Slice the orange peels into 1/4 inch wide strips after carefully removing the peels and avoiding the pith. In a pan, combine the peels with 1 cup of cold water, bring to a boil, and simmer for 7 minutes. Drain then set apart. To a pan, add 1 cup sugar and 1 cup water. Stirring often, heat until the syrup is boiling and the sugar has dissolved. Add the peels, lower the heat to a simmer, and cook for 20 minutes, while occasionally turning the pan. Peel should be drained and left to cool on a rack for 10 minutes. 1 more cup of sugar should be added to the baking sheet. Add the peels and coat them with sugar by rolling in them. For about 30 minutes, place on a baking sheet covered with parchment paper to set. The recipe for super sugared orange peels. If you enjoy cold dishes, you'll enjoy the stretchy and simple to eat super sugared orange peel. Make the super sugared orange peel. How to do it. Step 1. After salting the orange, rinse it thoroughly. Step 2. Remove the white portion with a knife, leaving only the orange peel. Step 3. The orange peel should be added to a pot with lots of water. Using high heat, bring to a boil. Simmer for 10 minutes on low heat. Step 4. Remove after that, and cut into strips. The orange peel should become transparent after being cooked with sugar in a pot over low heat. Step 5. The orange peel should be taken off and spread out to dry on a flat dish. Step 6. Hanging out in the sugar is the orange bar. Step 7. Put the sugar-coated orange peel in a fresh container or bottle. Recipe for watermelon orange juice. Juice created from tart, juicy orange, and sweet, watery watermelon is called watermelon orange juice. It is a quick source of energy and aids in quenching thirst as well as cooling down during the summer. It is vegan, gluten-free, and suitable for consumption during updates or grate. One day, my friend Kavita in Sydney had asked us over for a hearty brunch. With the wonderful spread she had created, she astounded her. She prepared fresh watermelon and orange juice, grilled veggies, and halloumi, scrambled eggs with coriander and onion on sourdough toast, a fruit tray, muffins, and Indian chai. We all took full advantage of the breakfast. At her house, I had my first taste of fresh orange and watermelon juice. It was quite calming. My kid and my husband both like the flavor so much that I now frequently prepare this juice for them. After a school sport or a morning run, it is an excellent source of energy to have. It aids in reducing summertime heat. The best recipe for orange peel sauce. Orange peel super sauce. If you enjoy cold dishes, you'll enjoy the stretchy and simple-to-eat super orange peel sauce. Orange taste is extremely strong. Prepare a bottle to store in the refrigerator. Later, prepare wonderful bread and cake. Directions for making super orange peel sauce. Step 1. Pick oranges from your local area that aren't waxed, clean them up, and keep them dry. Step 2. I have nothing on. Step 3. Peel the orange with a razor. Step 4. Layer sugar and orange peel in a bottle, then cap it and store it in the refrigerator. Sauce super orange peel. 15 minutes for preparation. Cooking time, 15 minutes. The super orange peel sauce is the course. Chinese cuisine. The super orange peel sauce, etc. Equipment, paid link below. Bottle. Ingredients, paid link below. Orange peel, 100 g. White granulated sugar, 60 g. A recipe for roasted organic peppers. The benefits of roasting peppers. I recently wrote an article for my photography series in which I illustrated my argument with peppers. I needed to use up all of these gorgeous peppers I had after the shoot. Smothering a juicy sandwich with peppers is one of my favorite ways to consume them. Think about something. Oh my, a Philly cheesesteak. For those of you who are unfamiliar, a Philly cheesesteak is made of thinly sliced beef that has been topped with onions, peppers, and melted cheese. I enjoy putting mine on a sourdough roll or slice of excellent bread. It makes sense, doesn't it? Oh yeah, the recipe is at the bottom of this page. So I decided to share with you today how I roast my peppers. Peppers that have been roasted lend so much flavor to everything they are added to. Trust me when I say these won't last long, they keep great in the refrigerator. Stew to grill peppers. You are free to use whatever peppers you choose. Red, orange, and yellow peppers have a sweeter flavor, therefore I prefer to use those. Peppers should just be washed and placed in a pan. Set your broiler to high and relocate your rack to the top row of the broiler. Allow the peppers to go black under the broiler, about 5 minutes. Description. Who knew it could be so simple to roast peppers? Ingredients. Peppers, 1 pound, red, orange, yellow. Olive juice. Instructions. Set the oven to broil. Place the broiler 2 rows below the oven rack. After cleaning, arrange the peppers on a baking sheet. Place the peppers under the oven's broiler and cook until the bottoms are black, about 5 minutes. Take out of the oven, flip, and blacken the other side. The peppers need to be browned on all 4 sides. Remove the peppers from the oven once they are black and cover them with a paper towel for 5 minutes. Gently pull the pepper skins away from the pepper to remove them. Remove the seeds and membrane from the pepper by cutting it in half. The peppers should be cut into strips and put into a pint-sized mason jar. Olive oil should be applied to the peppers until they are completely covered, approximately 1/4 to half a cup. Enjoy while chilled. A recipe for roasted organic peppers. The benefits of roasting peppers. I recently wrote an article for my photography series in which I illustrated my argument with peppers. I needed to use up all of these gorgeous peppers I had after the shoot. Smothering a juicy sandwich with peppers is one of my favorite ways to consume them. Think about something. Oh my, a Philly cheesesteak. For those of you who are unfamiliar, a Philly cheesesteak is made of thinly sliced beef that has been topped with onions, peppers, and melted cheese. I enjoy putting mine on a sourdough roll or slice of excellent bread. It makes sense, doesn't it? Oh yeah, the recipe is at the bottom of this page. So I decided to share with you today how I roast my peppers. Peppers that have been roasted lend so much flavor to everything they are added to. Trust me when I say these won't last long, they keep great in the refrigerator. Stew to grill peppers. You are free to use whatever peppers you choose. Red, orange, and yellow peppers have a sweeter flavor, therefore I prefer to use those. Peppers should just be washed and placed in a pan. Set your broiler to high and relocate your rack to the top row of the broiler. Allow the peppers to go black under the broiler, about 5 minutes. Description: who knew it could be so simple to roast peppers? Ingredients: peppers, 1 pound, red, orange, yellow. Olive juice. Instructions: set the oven to broil. Place the broiler 2 rows below the oven rack. After cleaning, arrange the peppers on a baking sheet. Place the peppers under the oven's broiler and cook until the bottoms are black, about 5 minutes. Take out of the oven, flip, and blacken the other side. The peppers need to be browned on all 4 sides. Remove the peppers from the oven once they are black and cover them with a paper towel for 5 minutes. Gently pull the pepper skins away from the pepper to remove them. Remove the seeds and membrane from the pepper by cutting it in half. The peppers should be cut into strips and put into a pint-sized mason jar. Olive oil should be applied to the peppers until they are completely covered, approximately 1/4 to half a cup. Enjoy while chilled. Recipe for fresh orange and mint tea. The fresh orange and mint tea in this soothing blend are ideal for winding down in the late afternoon or evening. While you relax, allow the water to absorb the natural flavor of the mint leaves. I waited a very long time before joining the mint tea craze. I had never genuinely enjoyed a mint tea in a tea bag. I didn't like any of them since they all simply tasted like toothpaste-scented water to me. Though I'd never tasted fresh mint tea, it's really changed the game for me. The hot water causes the fresh mint leaves to release all of their delightful mint flavors, yet it doesn't seem at all overwhelming. Additionally, it leaves no bitter taste at all in the tea, just a nice soothing mint flavor. When I want to unwind in the evenings, I now absolutely adore this. In my opinion, this is near enough to tea even if it isn't actually tea. To give the tea another flavor depth, I chose to add some freshly cut orange pieces, and it was a great decision. I had previously enjoyed this combo when out and about in a coffee shop in Switzerland, so I knew right away that I wanted to attempt to duplicate it. The orange provides just a touch of citrus flavor, which harmonizes well with the mint. One of those pairings that just enjoys being together is citrus and mint. A really beautiful effect is produced in the hot water when the acidity of the orange and the coolness of the mint are combined, yielding a revitalizing hot beverage that contains no caffeine at all. I had to use some blood oranges before the season was out. With these salted blood orange toffees and blood orange meringue pies last year, I went a little blood orange crazy. However, I'm glad I did it since blood oranges are the greatest. I'm eager to try out some different combinations to add to the tea. I believe that many fresh herbs and most citrus fruits would go fantastically. Have you ever tried steeping fresh mint leaves in tea? Tea with fresh orange and mint. Yields 1 cup. The fresh orange and mint tea in this soothing blend are ideal for winding down in the late afternoon or evening. While you relax, allow the water to absorb the natural flavor of the mint leaves. Ingredients: 4 to 5 fresh mint sprigs. A blood orange, half an orange. Warm water. Steps: 1. Add the orange slices that have been diced up to the cup of your choosing along with the fresh mint. Add freshly boiling water on top. Orange slices glazed recipe. The bittersweet chocolate in the fondue pairs well with the glazed orange. Additionally, it may elevate a regular ice cream serving into a noteworthy event. Ingredients: 2 oranges, navel. 1 sugar cup. Directions. Step 1. Cut oranges into 1/4 inch rounds with the skin still on, then split each round into a half moon. Step 2. In a big saucepan, bring 2 cups of water and sugar to a boil while occasionally stirring until the sugar dissolves. Use a damp pastry brush to scrub the pot sides to avoid sugar crystals developing. The boiling syrup should now contain orange slices. For around 1 hour and 45 minutes, slowly simmer the covered orange slices until they are tender and glazed. Step 3. Transfer peel to a wire rack positioned on a baking sheet with a rim using a slotted spoon. Allow it dry for about 5 hours, or until just barely sticky. For 2 days, keep in an airtight container. Recipe for soft apple slices. Ingredients: 2 large apples, such as Gala. Directions. Cut apples into 1/4 thick rounds after peeling. In a medium saucepan, simmer 2 inches of water. Slices of apples should be submerged for 40 seconds in batches. With a slotted spoon, transfer to paper towels and allow to cool. Recipe for applesauce. A great recipe for baby food that may be given to infants older than 6 months old is applesauce. It is a quick and simple dish to cook, taking only 25 minutes. This straightforward baby food is pleasant and nutritious. What's in applesauce? 2 apple. 34 cups of water. Making applesauce, a recipe. Step 1. Wash the apples thoroughly before preparing this simple baby meal. Step 2. Cut their skin into pieces after peeling it off. Throw away the seeds. Step 3. Over a medium-low temperature, warm water is added to a pot. Boil the apple chunks until they are soft, then add them to the mixture. Step 4. Remove the mixture from the heat and let it cool. Step 5. Add the ingredients to the food processor, then puree until smooth. Step 6. Serve the infant after being transferred to a small bowl. Apple chips. Apple chips produced in the microwave that are thin and crunchy. You just need a few minutes to enjoy this scrumptious and really nutritious autumnal snack. Ingredients: apples, dried and cleaned. Instructions: an apple is prepared by cutting off the ends, removing the core, and slicing it thinly into 1/8 inch circles. You may use a sharp knife, but a mandolin slicer works best for this. Use parchment paper to line a microwave-safe dish. A few apple slices should be arranged on the parchment paper in a single layer. You must complete this in batches. Apples should be microwaved for 4.5 to 5 minutes, or until the edges begin to curl. The edges of each slice should be crisp after 30 to 1 minute of microwave cooking after flipping. Once crispy and dry, remove from microwave and allow alone for 10 minutes. Serve right away.